Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cyberpunk 2077. Living that street kid life. We just got called by Judy to meet her out by the dam. So, even though it says early evening and it's like 9 o'clock-ish right now, we're going there to meet her. And it's not a date because Judy doesn't go that way. Little early on the brakes. Oh gosh. Come on, GPS. Just follow the freaking road. I did not brake, honest. It is making me brake. See if this counts as early evening. I guess not. One whole day later.
Hey, V.
For all that went down, I thought you and I'd be ancient history.
Don't be a gunk.
Any news from the Moxes? Events, ideas?
No. Don't see all that much of them.
How come?
You know how they are. Piss me off sometimes is all.
So what's the latest from Clouds? Know anything?
Nothing of any interest. Got a new situation, and everybody's trying to adapt. Me too.
Doesn't sound like it's all okay.
Doesn't mean it isn't.
So, ready to tell me what we're doing here?
Well, been tinkering with virtues a lot lately and figured out a way to scroll two actors' experiences at the same time. Thought we could try it out. If you're down, of course.
Sounds like we could do this anywhere. Why do we come all the way out here? What is this place?
Cottage belonged to someone I knew. It sits empty now. I take the liberty to use it from time to time.
And that's where we're gonna scroll?
No, we're gonna scroll underwater.
Nope, no way. Bad idea. Tell her to find some other yes man.
What do you say? You in?
Hell yeah, I'm in.
Awesome. So, let's go. Got the hardware here.
Calm down, Johnny. By the way, as you can see, our Johnny score hasn't moved from 60%, so I don't know if helping Judy helps us, but clearly he does not like her, so.
All right. Suit up, landlubber.
Landlubber.
Let's get this scroller on ya.
You haven't even asked me if I know how to swim. Not worried I'll just sink to the bottom like a bag of rocks?
50-50 chance, I guess. Willing to risk it for the footage.
All right, let's do this. Freezing ass water, here I come.
Okay, We're all set. You go first. Stay close behind me, and don't descend too fast.
Where are we headed exactly?
About halfway to the deepest point. It'll be pitch black, but the currents are gentle. Ought to be safe. Want the precise coordinates?
Nah, why bother? I'll just stick close to you.
Okie dokes.
Virtues are more to you than just a way to churn out eddies, huh?
Well, duh. Think paintings, songs. They're meant to produce emotion responses.
Generally how any kind of creativity works, sure.
Right, so art's a casing, trigger for emotion. Well, BDs are emotion in near pure form. This is it. Swim over here and look straight at me, will you? Great. Great. Signal's clear. Just need your help with a few basic checks. Need to calibrate our gear. First up, motion sensors and scrolling. Circle around me. Swim. Great. Motion calibrated. Back my way now, V. Next up, sound check. I'm gonna hum a song. You give me the title. Read me?
Hey, I know that. Etta Sorrentino. Only you.
Dead on. Alright, that ought to do it.
What now?
Prepare to have your mind blown. Wait for it. Now grab this and hold on tight.
Grab what? What am I grabbing? I don't... What am I grabbing?
Down we go.
I'm not a scuba diver. I like the top of the water. Just saying. That's just me.
Impressive, huh?
That's incredible. What is it?
Our very own Atlantis. Used to be called Laguna Bend. Just 15 years ago, people still lived here.
Yeah, I remember. NC Dam Limited made plans to build a dam. People protested, and the rest is history. Houses, playgrounds, all flooded. Got some connection to this place, right?
You got it. Grew up here. Haven't been back since Laguna Bend was wiped off the map.
Why are you showing me this?
Want to get the right emotional reactions. Got a feeling this will be perfect for my experiment.
Sounds Nova. Let's do this.
Played this moment coming back so many times in my head. Taken years. Working up the nerve for this.
Why didn't you come earlier?
Good question. Easy answer would be that I didn't have time. Gear, stars weren't ever aligned. Truth is, the very idea just felt weird.
We're for Judy's mental bodyguard. This is probably her house. Oh, maybe not. Looks like a convenience store. Is that your house, Judy?
Flo's Diner, best eatery in town. Only one at that, too. Burgers weren't amazing, too greasy. Big. Of course, I say that now. Back then, they were the best thing I'd ever chewed and swallowed. And next door, that's where we lived. Me and my grandparents. Just let me know when you want to forge ahead.
Search for clues.
That's a weird place for a framed picture.
Water probably carried it out of someone's house. Anything to make out?
Nah, not much.
Alright, that's one. Okay, how did that not count as something?
Got something here. Looks like an old photo cam.
DPI 350. Practically an antique.
You like it?
You kidding? It's awesome.
Okay.
Here, take this camera. Better off in your hands than sitting here collecting algae.
Gosh, thanks.
Let's keep going, Judy.
Aye, aye, Captain. Follow me.
Why did... That doesn't make sense. It forced me to continue and wouldn't let me get more
Anything in
clues.
particular here?
Nah, can't hurt to look around though. Picking
Dumb.
up very chill vibes.
Dumb, CD Projekt Red. Dumb, dumb, dumb.
Like in a snow globe. After that, we can see what lies up ahead.
Gotta say, I don't really get why they left their wheels behind when they had to evacuate.
Hey, how old do you think I am? These hunks of metal have got half a century on them. When I was about yay high, they were already here. And not in much better shape. It's good cover for playing Max Tack and Psychos, though.
Hard to imagine anything that could be more out of place in an underwater world.
Bottled water?
Touche, Judy. Touche. What, this isn't yours?
Poor thing. Been here all alone for 20 years.
So it is yours.
No. It was Jenny Chapman's.
You took her doll.
As if. Hid it. Who's a monster?
You hid it. Why?
Because I thought only losers played with dolls. What I really wanted was for her to notice me. Ah, the days when dolls were just kids' toys. and nothing else.
I want to see what's further on.
Come on then, want to show you something. Got no idea how weird it feels swimming through here.
Where you used to run as a kid, where daily life grinded along. Can imagine it a bit.
Church hasn't aged at all. Always looked old and like it had landed here from outer space. Bells were cracked too. Gave off this eerie, atonal clang. Weird, I had no memory of that seconds ago. Now I can almost hear them.
I don't know how it's possible, but I think I hear those bells too.
Seriously? You can hear my memories? It must be a side effect. Ah, closed. Shame.
Could look for another way inside.
Be my guest.
Did you like going to this church?
Never actually went to church. Never even really paid attention to it. It was just there, you know? Once we knew Laguna Bend was to be
Found an opening. I think we're safe to go through here.
on my way. Snuck in here once when no one was around. Stood at the altar and tried to imagine what went through the Padre's mind looking at all those people. Back then I wondered how he could read people's thoughts, know everything about them. Then I screamed at the top of my lungs to check the acoustics.
You didn't get chased off?
Ran out myself. Echo I got back scared me to the bejesus out of me. Thought it was that crush I had on Jenny Chapman. All that guilt I tried yelling out. Flew right back in my face.
Ah!
Yikes. I don't know what happened there. Johnny was right. We should have listened to Johnny.
Please!
Just make out with
Oh,
me one
thank
more time,
fuck.
Judy.
You're alive.
What happened?
You passed out.
How'd you manage to lift me out?
Dunno, didn't think about it. Just did what I had to do. Hey, careful, easy now.
So, you're saying you saved my life. Thank you.
Told you diving into this toxic waste was gonna end badly. But you just don't fucking listen.
Toxic waste. Is that your construct?
You heard him?
Heard's overstating. It's just surfaced in my head. A thought that wasn't mine or completely yours.
Please just ignore his babbling. It's a complicated relationship.
Why do I even bother?
Doubt you should go back to the city just now. I'm pretty beat too. Last thing I want to do is drive. Let's stay the night. What do you think?
Sure.
Why the hell not?
Whose cottage is that then? You said you knew the owner.
One of our neighbors was hell-bent on staying in Laguna Bend. Badges literally dragged him out of his house before the water came in. So he built himself another house as close as he possibly could, but then he got sick. Water was way more toxic back then. Must be chilled to the bone. I'll brew a pot. How do you take yours?
Milk and sugar, please.
Going all in, huh? Ah, forgot to start the generator.
I can turn it on.
You're gonna take it easy.
Promise to take it slow. What an incredible dive. Doesn't get more relaxing than that.
Except for the whole part where you passed out and almost drowned underwater. I mean, aside from
Power's
that.
up.
You go that way to the city of Old, so be careful.
Judy?
What just happened?
What was that? Couldn't hear you clearly. Something the matter?
No, nothing.
You thinking about Evelyn?
Clouds has gone to shit. Tiger Claw No-Necks took revenge for Hiromi and the rest. There was a firefight. Tom's dead. Roxanne barely got out alive. House is closed until further notice. I'd rather not talk or think about it. Didn't want to tell you. Didn't want you to think I blame you in any way.
Why would you even assume I'd think that?
Dunno, I'm sorry. Let's just kill the subject. Think I'll go lie down. I'm beat.
This chick gets on my nerves. That's you and me below. Just don't wake her up.
Judy pisses you off. Why? Because she cares about people? And that reminds you you're a narcissistic asshole?
She's all over the place. Refuses to take the door, jumps out a window, then acts all surprised when she gets hurt.
She reminds you of Alt, doesn't she?
Oh, for no, nobody's even close to Alt and what me and her had. Let's get the fuck away, can we?
You fucking blow if you can. Not about to leave her alone, middle of nowhere.
No, I can't talk to you when you get this sentimental. Waste of words. At least take a nap so we don't have to argue.
Boy, Johnny is awful touchy. I think he's worried that I might like someone more than him. Look at that, Judy slept on the couch. Oh, that must be my bra. Whoops. I still got all my clothes on though. Whew, I thought she might be dead there. That is tragic. She must be outside.
Will you sit with me a while? Here's your coffee.
Morning.
Finally. You know, yesterday I think I'd made up my mind. Actually, called you because I wanted to say goodbye. City's chewed me up. And spitting me out.
Look, Night City's not for everyone. I grew up here. Thought nothing could surprise me.
And now?
I'd pack up my shit and bail too, if I could. But it's just not the right time.
Give me your hand, V. All set. Congrats. Just gave you unlimited access to my pad.
Whoa, you're asking me to move in?
If it's what you want. Or just drop by when the urge grabs you.
Sure about this? Haven't known each other that long.
I like you. Consider you a friend. The way I see it, there's nothing else to consider. Take care, B.
This really it. Last time we see each other. Didn't seem so set on leaving just a sec ago.
See no reason to delay. I'll stay here a couple days, then head off. It's been nice knowing you, V. See ya. And hit me up on the holo sometimes.
See you, Judy.
Sorry, Judy Alvarez. Despite what Johnny says, I think you're an interesting person. And I did not... You know, in a previous personal playthrough, I did leave Judy hanging. She was like, can you help us take clouds? And Johnny flipped out, and I was like, no! See you later! And she was like, what? Like, flabbergasted. So I didn't want to do that. Now, I mean, it's not a secret. I've been trying to get more affinity with Johnny throughout the game. But this storyline with Judy, it would probably be 75% if we hadn't been friendly with Judy and helping Judy and stuff like that. Basically, that's how this middle one goes up, the more you do what Johnny wants you to do. But I just didn't want to leave Judy hanging like that. I hadn't done the scuba thing before, so that passing out was really kind of a shock to me. All right, just checking the time. Maybe Carrie Eurodyne will call us. That kind of weird how she was like, oh yeah, I have access to my house. It was almost like she would say it to a significant other at first. So that was a little weird too, but I guess a lot of things in this game are written so they could go either way depending on what kind of character you have. I mean, clearly if you're a female character, that would have been your romantic rendezvous with Judy, you know, if you wanted it. So, oh, I don't even know where we're going. Let me take a look around here at the map. I think that's Dakota. Maybe? I don't even know. You know, there's an... that's fun. It's funny. There's another thing here that we totally... I'm just realizing I totally missed that I got in some other playthroughs. But I think it's because we've been ruthlessly killing everyone that we hadn't gotten it. So I will just leave that unspoken. I plan to go past this part to get down there. Sorry, I don't like the big loop-de-loop roads on this bike. No thanks. Bye, Judy Alvarez.
Carrie, hey.
You got plans this evening? Cancel. Go to Dark Matter on Woodland. You might not know the place. Don't really advertise.
Well, what's the occasion?
Us cracks. We never celebrated our little victory. Go round back and tell the bounty you're with me. Let you in, no problem. Don't be late.
Alright, so we might get a twofer. Might be able to finish Judy's storyline and Carrie's storyline on the same episode. Let's go find out. And then we will be off to the end game. Oh boy. Well, at least it's close to the fast travel. It's that scab van.
This elevator is out of order. Sorry.
Out of order for Carrie Eurodyne's guests, too? He's expecting me.
In that case, enjoy your evening.
Yeah, step back, sucker. Look at that thing.
This is V, my, right hand. V's the little bird that shows up when I gotta wrap up and run. Sorry.
V, quick question. What's it like hanging with Carrie Eurodyne, a living legend?
Well, as you might imagine, it is legendary. The juiciest details I keep to myself.
Thanks, but I really gotta run. Late for my next thing already. Let's go. Unless you feel like giving a few more interviews.
You look great.
You do too.
Hey, come with me. I want you to meet
Sure thing.
V. Spectre.
I'm a little busy at the
Old
moment,
friend.
but
Met him
I'll
walking
call
in
you.
Memphis. Off beat. Ages ago.
Hey,
He's got preem stuff. Give your friends and family discounts too. Of course, Mr. Eurodyne. Special rate for your friends.
I'll be back later. We'll talk biz.
Sure thing. Come with me. I want to show you something.
Congrats, Carrie. Decent show. Now that that's behind us, what's Carrie Uridine's next mission? Hit on Kovacek?
Very funny. But yeah, not about to let him get away with it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But the bastard's gonna regret making me sign those papers.
You try to get out of that deal with the label?
Let's be real. Say I break contract. Then what? Who's gonna release my new tracks? Who's gonna deal with distribution, promotion, influencers, media? Labels have got them all in their pockets. You're out with them, you're out, period.
Well, you'd be free.
Seriously? Free to sing until you're blue in the face, nobody hearing a thing? It's just another kind of cage.
Interesting.
Show you one of my favorite spots in Night City. Don't come here often, but when I do, it's important.
Should I feel special?
Maybe. Told him to shut the place down for the day. Can't get enough of this view. Love looking at this city from above.
Are you happy now, Johnny?
Well,
Only place you fall asleep thinking you're special, then wake up knowing you're no one.
Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. No! I'm trying to take a picture. Alright, there we go.
Carrie, I can see something's eating you.
keep thinking about our conversation at Caliente.
Us cracks, you and the slaves to the corpo grind.
Guess I wasn't completely honest with you. Or myself, for that matter.
Talk to me.
See, thought I was afraid everybody'd think me another corpo slave. But I was just afraid I'd be in someone's shadow again.
Again?
Lived in Johnny's for years. Part of the scenery, machinery. Helping him shine brighter. Never believed I'd make it on my own without Silverhand.
Oh,
That's why he left Samurai. Fuck.
Johnny figured you chickened out. Couldn't take the pressure, so you left Samurai.
Yeah, I know. But he was wrong. Decided to start fighting for myself. Still keeping that up. Night City's a city of shadows. Done everything I could to walk clear of them for years. Fuck.
It's time you stop being afraid. You don't need to be.
Think you could drive the shadows away?
Oh, we are not that kind of player.
You'll be fine. Without me, too.
Fuck. Yeah, I sure hope so.
We should get back. Everyone downstairs is waiting. For you.
I know. In to knock back a few to this town tonight. And me in it. But I'm gonna stay up here a bit longer. You go ahead.
Okay. See you.
So I guess that's where you have your interlude with Carrie, if you are so inclined. I can only imagine what Johnny would say if you did that. Oh, this is just back to being a strip club now? Well, I like it much better. Hey, what's your name? Let me see here something. Nope. We got nothing left but the main mission. But I still think there's more to Carrie Eurodyne's thing because we didn't get the achievement yet. So, if anything, we're going to go there. Hello? For some reason, I thought he comes on you on a yacht or something, so that really surprised me there. I swear I saw somebody talk about it, and they said it happens on a yacht. So that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting that to happen there. You know, odd to me that both he and River, if you're a female character, River will try to come onto you from his view on top of the tower, and if you're a male character, Carrie tries to come onto you on a view way up there in the sky. I guess Rivers is the Walmart version of that. And Pan Am in a tank, and Judy in a cottage if you are a lady. So, interesting, very interesting. Sure, somewhere some sociologist is writing a thesis paper about it right now.
User, I have an important message for you.
Yes.
Say anything to continue.
Hit me with it.
While running a routine diagnostic check, I discovered a file with my owner's metadata. Name, Regina Jones. User, please return me to my real owner. Thank you in advance.
Okay, I'll take you to Regina.
You are the best user I know.
Hume, I'm the only user you know. Your memory got wiped.
Fun fact. There is a 92% probability Regina Jones will reward you.
Alright, so here's why I said yes to that. I am going to put Skippy in my stash. I'm not giving him to Regina. I have given him to Regina in a personal playthrough. It was just like winning the City Boxing Championship or the City Driving Championship. Utterly underwhelming. Regina's kind of like, oh, that thing? I think I dropped that somewhere in the garbage or whatever. I mean, she takes it back, she'll give you a little money, but it's not worth it. Alright, and here's the other thing. Skippy is a great weapon for people with a smart link or whatever. So if you want to keep Skippy without him going crazy, you have to answer yes, that you're going to take him back to Regina. Because if you don't, he will periodically freak out and it becomes uber annoying. He'll like call you a bad user and curse you out and stuff. So just shine little Skippy on, tell him you're taking him back to Regina, and just don't do it, ever. And in fact, we are going now to put Skippy in jail. And by jail, I mean the stash. Just to show you I am correct. And while we're at it, let me check the time. All right. Got about 15 minutes left in this recording. Maybe we'll get a call from the heartbroken Carrie Eurodyne. Probably never gets turned down, even when he's trying to bang a guy who has his former bandmates like soul inside of him. Yeah. All right, so we can't dock Skippy in the stash for some reason. That's very disconcerting to me. You know what? We might go give him back then, if I can't put him in the stash. Why is this not working? Let's see. Can I? Nope. Oh well, we screwed it up. Let's go give him back to Regina. That way he won't have to talk to me anymore. And now I will show you how disappointing this is when you do this. So yeah, if you want to keep Skippy but not put him in the stash, tell him you'll take him back to Regina and never do it. I guess if you want to keep Skippy and you tell him you're not going to return him to Regina, then you can put him in the stash. But since I'd never done that, I guess that's why I ended up here right now, back at Regina's, because I did not know that. Embarrassing. There should have been an option for you to say to Carrie, I'm sorry, I don't date men old enough to be my great-grandfather. Oh, that would have been funny.
V.
Hey, the name Skippy ring any bells? Fits in a holster, more than a little psycho.
You have Skip? Little bastard got swiped a while back. Let me see him. Let's see how you're doing. Run diagnostics.
Performance, 82%. Memory, damaged. Mode, stone cold killer.
I better do a full scan. At least it still works.
So, something for my trouble?
Sure. Here you go.
Feels kind of weird now.
Whoa!
Too quiet.
Maybe you should get a dog.
Maybe. Someday. See you, Reggie.
Okay, they may have changed that. I distinctly remember them it being way more blasé the last time. And I certainly don't remember getting 74,000 or 7,400 euro from her for that. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just not remembering it correctly, but I seem to remember it being underwhelming. Anyway, Skippy, great smart gun. If you're doing a smart gun playthrough or a Netrunner playthrough and you want a good weapon to use as a backup, I wholeheartedly recommend Skippy in the Stone Cold Killer mode. Headshots all day, every day. Alright. Got that done. What's... Hanako waiting for Carrie to call us. Carrie, can you just call us so we can finish your storyline, even though I'm not going to sleep with you? Because I don't go that way. I guess we could go out there and do that. Do that one. Sunset Motel. And then Carrie will call us, and then we can finish his storyline, and then we can go see Hanako. So we finished Pan Am's, we finished Rivers, we finished Judy's. And now we're going to finish Carrie. There is no fifth option if you are not one of the other four options. So if you're a straight man, you get Pan Am. If you're a straight woman, you get River. If you're a gay man, you get Carrie. If you're a gay woman, you get Judy. Or if you are bi, you can get two of the above. But there is no option to get it on with a robot or anything like that. So if that is your deal, I'm sorry. You know, I really like this car. I think it looks bad, like awesome, but having driven, I'm not a big fan of it. Does she have a really nice smart gun over here, maybe? She does. 106. Well, we should be able to buy this. Oh, we're not high enough level. Well, we'll still buy it. Alright, you got chips here. What's this chip for? Vertical recoil. Yep, we want that. What's this chip for? Oh yeah, we want that. Got any others? Oh, I definitely don't. Not interested in that. Alright. So hopefully we will at some point get to be able to use this thing. Which we can't right now. Almost twice as good as our current one. So, yeah, let's go over here and knock that out. And maybe we can get a little further down the road and be able to use this. You know where a good place to park is when you're doing this mission? Right here.
Me, I have a job. The urgent kind. Someone is yanking my friend's drones out of the sky. Check out the coordinates. Find out who is responsible. The details are attached.
So if you're doing a gun build, it's really good to park here away and start by sniping guys. If you are not doing a gun build like us, then you don't want to do that. But there's lots of explosive stuff in here, turrets and whatnot, so just keep that in mind.
Yalla! Let's do this!
Yep. Okay. I thought that where the stairs were.
Someone take their position!
How so?
Back in 2020, we used them for pirate broadcasts. You know, blasting hardcore punk on badge frequencies and whatnot.
So this must be how Raph and Schiff hacked those drones.
Was beginning to think you'd never figure it out.
Oh gosh. So don't do that part of it. Hopefully there was an autosave in there. When we were talking to Johnny. Alright, good.
Man, this transmitter takes me back.
How so?
Back in 2020, we used them for pirate broadcasts. You know, blasting hardcore punk on badge frequencies and whatnot.
So this must be how Raph and Schiff hacked those drones.
Was beginning to think you'd never figure it out.
Alright. So let's go down here a little ways. Alright, there we go. Didn't we just already pick that up? I guess we can pick it up again. I would love to be able to just parachute right off this thing. They need free fall legs. If you haven't played Fallout 4, in some financial building there are free fall legs. And you can only get them at the end of the game, but... where's the spy camera action from? I didn't even know that turret was over there.
Gotta reload!
Yep, you sure do. Now the big question was he alone, or was he just somebody I forgot to kill earlier, or didn't know about, or something like that? Like that turret. That was bonkers. Alright, leave the area. I don't even know where we came in at. Well, we're facing the right way. Real quick, let's go see what we can put this point towards. That one looks okay. When in stealth, health regeneration increases. We'll take Unbreakable. And we are trying to go this way, so...
Nice work on that antenna. The tricky part of having a head is knowing how to use it, but not for you, V. Mosquito's roots are safe and secure again. The contract is closed, and closed well.
Alright. So that is that. Let me pause real quick here to check the time. Yep, we're going to call it quits. Still waiting on Carrie Uridine to call us back before we do the Nocturne OP 55N1. So, I guess as you look at that lovely tower, we will bid each other adieu until I see you again. Thanks for watching.